Hi y'all, this is Regina. Welcome back again. This is the alternate Christmas tree that you can use 5 different pieces of fabric. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it is a really neat way to be able to use your leftover scraps of green materials and give it some funky colors. All right, so here is the design. And as opposed to the one piece, you have a lot of stops and you do not have to change colors. So when you are getting ready to stitch your placement stitch and you do your tack downs, whatever color thread you're going to use for that piece of fabric, for this piece of fabric, you can just put it in your machine before you ever start this step right here. So once again, it's the placement line for your vertical and your horizontal. This is for your seam line. This is for the bottom of your sweatshirt, t-shirt, pants, pocket, whatever you're going to use it on. And then it's going to stitch this cutout, and that cutout is to cut away the t-shirt, sweatshirt, pants. But if you stitch this directly onto the middle of your t-shirt, you don't want to cut that piece out, because then you're going to have a big hole showing your cleavage. I don't think you want to do that. So you would just stitch it, just straight stitch it, no cutting out this part right here. You would want to cut out your fabric, or you could just skip each of these lines and stitch just this. Skip, stitch, skip, stitch, if you're going to put it on a t-shirt and just stitch it directly onto a t-shirt without any fabric. All right, so we've stitched this for the side seam or the pant leg or whatever, and we cut out the t-shirt, pant leg, sweatshirt material, and then we stitch the placement line. Put your fabric, stitch the tack down, trim your fabric around, do the satin stitch. And this is for this piece of fabric. Placement, put your fabric down, tack it down, trim away from that little piece right here, and then stitch your satin stitch, so on and so on. So let me show you. I'm going to do it kind of not too fast. There's your vertical and horizontal alignment. That's your cutout. You trim your fabric. It does the placement, put fabric. Let me slow it down. Put your fabric, and it does the tack down. All right, and then it does the satin stitching all the way around that piece. Then it does the placement for your next piece, your tack down, trim it, stitch the satin stitching. Then, here, I'm going to speed that up a little bit. So when it's finished with the satin stitching, it's going to do the pink placement line. You're going to put your fabric, it's going to tack it down, you're going to trim it back, and it's stitching the satin stitch. All right. Then when it's done, it just repeats. Pink for placement, and I don't know why it's doing that. Pink for placement, and then you put your fabric down, it tacks it down, you trim, it does the satin stitching. Pink for placement, put your fabric down, cut away, and then it does the satin stitching. I think maybe I put a placement and everything for the star also, in case you wanted to use fabric. So this part down here, I have it in brown in case you want to stitch it as a tree trunk. I don't remember what. So I think, yes, Crystal did stitch it brown. So you can stitch it green. I would recommend maybe this, whatever green you used here, or just pick a green, okay, random green. All right, so it finishes stitching the tree trunk on the satin stitching, and then it does have a placement and a tack down for the star. You do not have to put fabric up there if you don't want to. I just thought, you know, to kind of keep it at the same level, if you will. And then after it finishes the satin stitching around the star, it'll start doing the lights. And the little black pieces. And I haven't moved those, and I need to move these. Sorry about that. I'll correct that so they're in the right order. All right, and then it's done, and you have your finished piece, whether it's on a t-shirt, sweatshirt, pants, pocket, on an apron, wherever, whatever you want to do. So always, I try to keep the 6x10 size at 8 inches from here to here, and then the 5x7A size is about 6.8, and then the 5x7B size is about 5 3/4 tall. All right, don't forget to post your projects in the group so everybody can see what you're doing and the colors you choose and the fabrics you choose, etc., etc. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and share and ring the bell so when I put up a new design, there's always a video, whether it's short or detailed. Bye.